Hi all, today I want to have a closer look at a video by Ready Reasons, who asks if belief in God is wishful thinking. Let's just jump on in.
Atheists have often viewed belief in God as wishful thinking, a projection of an idea because man fears death.
Well, yeah, and while this is certainly not true for all individuals, this trend does seem to be backed up by some studies. For example, a 2011 study measured religiosity and fear of death in college students in Malaysia, Turkey, and the United States. The researchers behind the study discovered that subjects who reported a greater fear of death were also more religious. Interestingly, another study examining death anxiety within religious groups showed that parishioners who reported stronger belief showed reduced death anxiety than those reporting weaker belief. Fear may drive people to religion, but religion also alleviates their fear of death. Now, obviously, I think this isn't the only factor that can lead to religious belief. Religion offers a host of other benefits, such as community ties, a code of conduct, answers to uncertain questions, such as what happens after death, and so forth. But I don't think there is any question that fear of death can and will lead some people to embrace religious belief. Okay, so carry on.
But is this a fair claim?
Yes, in some cases it is, but hashtag not all, right?
The answer is no.
Yes?
The answer is no.
Come on, please.
The answer is no.
No!
And here are some reasons why. First, not everyone accepts God's existence out of fear of death.
You're right, but that doesn't mean it isn't a motivating factor for quite a few people. Generalizing about any large group of people will almost always be inaccurate because all you have to do is produce one exception to invalidate the claim. But as I've shown you, fear of death can and does drive some people to religion.
There are many who acknowledge his existence on the grounds of reasonable arguments.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are theists who base their belief on arguments they think are reasonable, no question.
Such as the 5 ways of St. Thomas Aquinas. Second, even if someone does believe in God out of fear of death, it says nothing whether or not the proposition God exists is true.
No, it doesn't. But that's not the assertion you were initially trying to disprove. We weren't discussing whether or not God exists, but whether or not some people believe in God or an afterlife because they're afraid of death and engaged in wishful thinking. Look, you said it yourself. Remember?
Atheists have often viewed belief in God as wishful thinking, a projection of an idea because man fears death.
So there you have it.
Third, the same line of reasoning can be applied to atheists. Just as fear of death and a desire for eternal life could lead one to believe in God.
So you admit that fear of death can lead some people to belief in God then?
So too a desire to not follow traditional moral standards could lead one to not believe in a God who will punish us for our misdeeds.
Wait, what? How are those two things comparable? Let's hypothetically say that God exists, and I've been given undeniable evidence of its existence, but I don't want to follow its rules. I would still believe in its existence. I just wouldn't follow or want to follow this entity's rules. I'm not going to go around saying I lack belief in this God because I believe in its existence. Theists, on the other hand, may believe or want to believe their deity exists, but have no tangible evidence for its existence that is any more credible than any other theist's evidence for their own God.
Would such a desire make atheism merely wishful thinking, thus justifying theism? Of course not.
Right, of course not. That's a silly argument.
Similarly, an atheist cannot justify his or her position by saying belief in God is wishful thinking.
But I'm not trying to justify my position. To do that, all I have to do is ask for evidence. When none is presented, I can dismiss your claims for your God. If I'm looking at the fear of death or wishful thinking as something that can lead to religious belief, I'm trying to figure out one of the causes that lead some religious people to believe in one deity or another. Actually, it could even apply to some atheists who believe in some sort of afterlife or reincarnation, since they may be led to those beliefs because they also fear death.
Finally, the objection is absurd given the fact that traditional monotheistic religions embrace the doctrine of eternal damnation.
Why would that make the claim absurd?
How can the theory of wishful thinking explain something so unpleasant, something even believers are subject to experience if they stop believing?
In any number of ways. Some people who feel powerless in this life might take satisfaction in the belief that their enemies will be punished in the afterlife. It can also help foster the in-group, out-group dynamic by promising believers that the out-group will be punished for their disbelief in the hereafter. I think you underestimate the human capacity for cruelty if you don't think the thought of hell is comforting to some people. Also, religion often uses the hell doctrine to terrify people into doing as they're told. Take this clip from a Catholic site as an example. Church teaching has shifted away from damnation and now focuses on salvation. Is that a good thing? To a young girl attending Catholic school in the 1940s, Eternal damnation was no abstract concept. The nuns really terrified us, says Pat Conroy, who grew up in Maryland. The list of potential transgressions, from eating meat on Fridays to missing Mass on Sundays, was long. It seemed like almost anything was enough to send you to hell. I became so scrupulous and worried about everything I did.
You would think if belief in God were merely wishful thinking, then eternal damnation wouldn't be a part of the religion. But it often is.
And it's often re-examined later, and many churches have moved away from the hell doctrine, probably because they realize it makes their God look cruel and forbidding. In fact, according to Pew Research polls, only about 60% of Catholics and 56% of Protestants believe in hell.
So, is it fair to attack theism on the grounds that belief in God is wishful thinking? Absolutely not. Therefore, it can't be used to justify atheism.
It's justified to question why people believe the things they do. This does not necessarily justify theism or atheism. However, it helps us understand why we do the things we do and why we believe the things we believe. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Take care and cheers!
Hey, cool, I'm dead.
Please hold on to the handrail. Do not spit over the side. Por favor, aguántese en la baranda. No escupas en los lados.
Hortense, Great-Grandpa Simpson.
Please hold on to the handrail.
Snowball.
Do not spit over the side. We told you to hold on to the handrail. We asked you not to spit over the side. Le dijimos que se aguante.
Howdy, stranger.
I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm the devil. And you've earned eternal damnation for your lifetime of evil deeds, Bart. Spitting off the escalator just clinched it.